The rain has stopped, the clouds have drifted away, and the weather is clear again. If your heart is pure, then all things in your world are pure. Abandon this fleeting world, abandon yourself, then the moon and the flowers will guide you along the way. Before we come to the page, before the first word is ever written down or read or listened to, there is a longing to connect. My name is Charlie Mehrhoff, your host here at Before the Page, a podcast featuring poetry, parable, fiction, and words to echo our longing. Welcome to Before the Page. Today, we're going to provide some words that have some direction, which just might become a recurring theme here at Before the Page. These words regarding a cup of coffee and more by one Jojo Benjamin. You are holding a cup of coffee when someone bumps into you or shakes your arm, making you spill your coffee everywhere. Why did you spill the coffee? Because someone bumped into me. Wrong answer. You spilled the coffee because there was coffee in your cup. Had there been tea in the cup, you would have spilled tea. Whatever is inside the cup is what will spill out. Therefore, when life comes along and shakes you, which will happen, whatever is inside you will come out. It's easy to fake it until you get rattled. So we have to ask ourselves, what's in my cup? When life gets tough, what spills out? Joy, gratefulness, peace, and humility? Anger, bitterness, harsh words, and explosive reactions? Life provides the cup. You choose how to fill it. Today, let's work on filling our cups with gratitude, forgiveness, joy, words of affirmation and kindness, gentleness, and love for others. Here we go with chapter 71 of William Scott Wilson's translation of the Tao Te Ching, Shambhala Press. Knowing that you do not know rests above the high water mark. Thinking that you know when you don't know, you are sick enough to be confined in bed. Listen, just be sick of sickness, and you will then not be sick. The sage is not sick. This is because he is sick of sickness. Therefore, he is not sick. The following is from the Valley of Poverty and Annihilation. It's found in the Conference of the Birds, composed over 800 years ago in Persia, today's Iran, by the Sufi Attar, carried this great distance into English by Cholet Welpe, the beloved translator. Find solace in your lost state, and a calming oblivion will embrace your heart. When your soul is absorbed into the ocean, it is saved from its own oblivion. That's when creativity abounds and the mysteries of life begin to unveil. When you are a polluted soul, the ocean will not refuse you. You will merely sink to its floor and remain yourself. But if you come to it as a pure drop, you will lose yourself in the ocean, becoming one with its vast water. The ocean's currents will become yours too. Its shining beauty, yours. You will be and not be. How can that be? It's beyond the mind's comprehension. Cholet Welpe's most recent translation of Attar just came out, and the book is entitled The Invisible Sun. It's potent. to this reader's limited knowledge. It's everything that poetry should be. It's one piece from it. You were fashioned by your Creator and bowed to by angels. You are that spectacular. You are so loved that the world reels and spins around you. Don't be blind to who you truly are. You who exist in both worlds. You who wear the sky's blue dome like a turquoise ring on your finger. Here we go with Once Again by Liz So Happy Bahe. Let go of the present and death. Go to the place nearest the stars. Gather twigs, logs, build a small fire, a huge angry fire. Gather nature's skin, wet it, stretch it, make a hard drum, fill it with water to muffle the sound. These words were put together by the reader some decades ago, untitled. When the sun rises, feel your warmth. When the sun goes down, night. When the cold winds blow, pull your blankets over yourself, feel your warmth. The true self is without desire, the true self rubbing up against the world rubbing up against the true self. Friction, feel your warmth. In the corridors, in the streets, the crowd is talking down the obvious. Remain silent, feel your warmth. Be compassion to feel compassion. In August 1947, just after India and Pakistan gained Swaraj, freedom, independence from the British Empire, in the midst of the rampant violence that broke out right after, Mahatma, great soul Gandhi, was asked if he had an answer for doubt. This is his reply. I will give you a talisman. Whenever you are in doubt, or when the self becomes too much with you, apply the following test. Recall the face of the poorest and the weakest man whom you may have seen, and ask yourself if the step you contemplate is going to be of any use to him. Will he gain anything by it? Will it restore him to a control over his own life and destiny? In other words, will it lead to Swaraj, to freedom for the hungry and spiritually starving millions? Then you will find your doubts and yourself melting away. In 1905, a girl was born to Quaker parents in England. This girl had a speech impediment. She stammered. Not wanting to be made fun of, Hannah Hurnard spent the first 2 decades of her life avoiding people. But then her walk with the beloved began. Hannah was moved to speak about the way of love in public. The speech impediment never manifested when she gave her talk. Hannah also wrote. Her best-known book, Hind's Feet on High Places, is a fictional account of overcoming spellbinding fear to become a servant of love. Hannah managed a small hospital during the 1948 siege of Jerusalem. Her autobiographical account, Watchmen on the Walls, is a sublime portrayal of humble courage. It made her kind of popular for a while. Over the years, Hannah's faith and doings carried her further and further from mainstream evangelical dogma. She found herself marginalized with little money, yet her walk became ever more steadfast. Hannah passed in 1990. Suggestion: read anything by Hannah Hurnard that you can get your hands on. These few words here are from Hannah's Way of Healing. If you have thought, said, or done something you cannot imagine Jesus, your master, thinking, saying, or doing, then it is certainly wrong. Glossing it over means welcoming some unheavenly thing into your life that will reintroduce the old unholy desires and emotions and bring you back under their domination. Hannah had a theory about why Jesus was allowed to speak to large crowds for some years, a practice that was forbidden throughout the land without the state, which was Rome, coming down on a person. This is what she wrote. Jesus never attacked, denounced, or spoke against the Roman authorities, never stirred up anyone to protest or resist the ruling invaders of his country. Rather, wherever he went, he taught God's way of reacting to and dealing with the cruel and unjust. Everywhere he went, he gave the same challenge, as the authorities very well knew. Love your enemies and your conquerors. Bear and forgive whatever they do to you. Turn them into friends by doing good to them unceasingly until they just can't resist it and begin doing good to you too. If your enemy hunger, give him food. If he thirst, give him drink. Show kindness whenever you receive unkindness and malice. Here's a little something from Herman Hesse. To hold our tongues when everyone is gossiping. To smile without hostility at people and institutions. To compensate for the shortage of love in the world with more love in small, private matters. To be more faithful in our work. To show greater patience. To forego the cheap revenge obtainable from mockery and criticism. All these are things we can do. A little something about tea by Brother Thich Nhat Hahn. Drink your tea slowly and reverently, as if it is the axis on which the whole earth revolves, slowly, evenly, without rushing toward the future. Live the actual moment. Only this moment is life. The story here is called The Donkey in the Well. One day, a farmer's donkey fell into an abandoned well. Terrified, the animal cried for hours as the farmer tried to figure out what to do. Finally, he decided the animal was old and impossible to retrieve. He realized the well needed to be filled to prevent future losses, so he invited all his neighbors to help him. They all grabbed shovels and began to throw dirt into the well. At first, when the donkey realized he was being buried alive, he cried horribly. Then, to everyone's shock, the donkey quieted down. A few shovel loads later, the farmer looked down the well and was astonished at what he saw. With each shovel of dirt that hit the donkey's back, the donkey would shake it off and take a step up. As the farmer and his neighbors continued to throw dirt on top of the animal, he would shake it off and take another step up. Soon everyone was amazed as the donkey stepped up over the edge of the well and happily trotted off. Life is going to throw dirt your way and attempt to bury you. However, no one ever gets out of life's wells by giving up. Shake the dirt off and take a step up. The origin of the donkey in the well is unknown. It's possibly an ancient Zen parable. Could be from India or Persia, who knows? Perhaps Joseph's wife whispered this tale to her children so very long ago in Egypt. 4 lines here from Ryokan. The rain has stopped. The clouds have drifted away and the weather is clear again. If your heart is pure, then all things in your world are pure. Abandon this fleeting world. Abandon yourself. Then the moon and the flowers will guide you along the way. I'm going to close this episode on direction with a quote from Jack Kerouac from his On the Road. Before we do, just want to thank you for listening to Before the Page. If you want to reach out to us, to the reader, the email is beforethepage, beforethe, @gmail.com. Thank you so much for listening. Now here's some Jack. Go moan for man. It's the pathos of people that gets us down, all the lovers in this dream. Be well.